Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we get to celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're excited to have you this week. We're going to be chatting about finding your way back to what you're passionate about. Like we talked about last week about like how your childhood passion, I just said like five times, but how your childhood passion is so important, like how that brought all this joy to you. And so how do you find your way back to that, right? Like, and sometimes finding your way back to it is finding something that maybe is not the same, but similar.
Yeah,
So,
it's so easy to lose your passions. And when we say passions, like it could be a hobby, there's so many things that could be your passion. But I feel like as we get older and we have more responsibilities, we almost like forget about them, or at least I literally forgot that I used to like sing and like draw and do all this stuff when I was younger. Like I just forgot about it. And one day I was like, oh yeah, I used to do all that stuff, but I don't do any of that anymore. And we kind of talked about this last episode, but I just felt like I just didn't have time for it, and it just wasn't like worth my time, which is so sad to say, but there's so much else going on in life, right? Like as a mom and a wife and like work, whatever we have, everyone is busy all the time. You could always fit something in your to-do list or, fill your time with something. And I think it's easy to let things that feel like they're only benefiting us, it's easy to let those things go and forget about them or just not think that they're important or that they're like silly or could be childish or whatever. And it's just not true. Those things are so essential to who we are and like bringing us joy on the day to day when life gets like mundane and crazy and chaotic and all the things and out of control. And those things like ground us and they're so important. Like, I feel like we're talking about passions, and a passion of mine is to like take care of yourself and let yourself do things that bring you joy. And that's what we're talking about today.
yeah, I think it's so true. Even like as a kid, like I always wanted to find like a way to better myself. So I agree. And I think like it's just small steps. I think something too, like really what happens, like maybe personally with me, is I'm like, well, I gotta clean my house, I gotta do laundry, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, blah, 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 blah. And then like I'll notice like 3 weeks go by and I'm like, I haven't done anything for myself that's not like out of the normal, right? And like something like I tried starting when I lived in Orlando was like taking myself on a date once a month. Like, where can I take myself, right? Like, I think even though like maybe it was just like to Disney, but like Disney is my passion, Or just like making time in the morning. And that's something I want to get back to. It's just like making, even if it's like 5 minutes, just to like do something that excites me in the morning. I don't know, but like also like I feel like I get excited about like I don't know, like just like play on my favorite playlist. Like that's always been like my passion is like music, right? Like I've been going to concerts my whole life and like so maybe I'm not that 20-year-old girl anymore that's still going to concerts, but like putting on my favorite artist, driving to work, like I still feel like I'm at that concert even though I'm not.
Yeah. It's it's sometimes it's something so small. Like I wrote today, one of my tasks for myself amongst all the other things is doodle. Just a small doodle. It doesn't have to take a long time. Just like doodle a flower, doodle something. Just because if I don't make that a priority or remind myself, like I'll forget. I'll forget. There's so much going on. And sometimes it's pushing myself. Like I had gotten a Disney pass for myself last summer. I just renewed it last month. And when people ask me about it, they're like, "Oh, are you and your family going to Disney?" And I'm like, "No, no, they don't have passes. I'm the only one." And I made that decision for myself last summer because I was like you, like I wanted to take myself on little dates. And yeah, I could do it around here, but Disney's not too far. It's like less than an hour away. And so I'll drop the boys off at school. Sometimes it's me dropping them off, driving out there, staying for like an hour and a half and coming back. But it's just me wandering around by myself, like just wandering around Disney. Sometimes I force myself to ask for help and ask someone to pick up, like ask my in-laws to pick up the kids, which is really hard for me. And I think there's so many barriers like that. Like if I have to ask for help, then I almost am like, never mind, I'm not going to do it. But we have to get past those barriers of asking for your own time, asking for help, or just pushing yourself to put down your to-do list for a few minutes so that you could do something for yourself that's going to light you up. And I'm not even just talking about some people like working out is a passion. Like they love it. It makes them feel so great. They love being at the gym. But for some people, like it's not necessarily my passion. And so a lot of the times when I'm like, oh, do something for me, I think of that, right? Like working out or doing skincare. And those are great things to do for myself. And that's technically self-care. But I'm telling you that I felt so much happier like reading or going to Disney or drawing or doodling or like messing around in my little planner that I got or like putting stickers on papers like and decorating stuff. That makes me feel more me than like those other self-care things. And so we're not even talking about self-care. Just like want to make that distinction because I think you can think about that. This is like your passion, like things that literally light you up and make you so excited.
I feel like too, so like I'm like thinking like while you're talking, like my thoughts are going. I'm like, I feel like a cheat code for me is like I work with children, so I get to do like all the things that I like loved as a child still because I get to work with children. So like I don't know, like I was having the most fun yesterday. We have these like magnetile, the kids I nanny for, they have these like magnetile track and it has like these cars that go on it. And so I'm just like building tracks for them and they're just like letting the cars go. And like it's like I'm watching them be excited. It makes me excited. I got to build this track, which I was excited about. It's just like I like remembered I was like, I love like building stuff. Like I like that exploring kind of
Yeah.
nature. And I think like that's the thing too. It's like so we're talking about like getting back into your passion and hobby. Like maybe it's where you work. Like maybe there's like an activity you can do, something you can pick up, right? Like I remember when I worked at the hotel, they saw that I really like being creative. So they asked if I can do like a creativity thing for them and like post every Friday, like a little fun Friday post. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I love that. So just like maybe there's an extra project you can pick up at work. Like, like trying to find your passion and hobby wherever you go. And again, it's not always going to look like what it looked like maybe 10 years ago. So like maybe 10 years ago you were like and you were riding horses and you rode horses every weekend and like that's just not realistic anymore. But like maybe there's a young girl that's out there that needs a coach or someone that needs advice. Like it doesn't have to look the same either. And I think so many times that we don't want to go back to our passion or our hobby because we don't think we can do the same thing. But why does it have to be the same, right? And I think it's the same thing of like Hermit Haven. Like I've always like having these like deep discussions with people, and I especially love having these deep discussions with Jackie. So like being able to have a platform where we get to talk to other women, like that's amazing. Like I found a way to get back to my passion and hobby instead of like just calling 50,000 different people. I get to like have a platform with my best friend and just like talk about things. Like I think so many times like we have to get creative when we're trying to figure out how to get back to what we love.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. Like one of our passions is self-development books and self-development podcasts. Like we're so nerdy. We just talk about that all the time, like off of the podcast. Like we're just like, I listened to this or I read that. And we just like keep going back and forth, like ping pong and like, yeah, and this and that. And like, that's our passion. And so like, we're doing this. And so like that, it, you don't always have to do it by yourself either. It doesn't have to be like a solo thing. Like the other night, the boys let me choose a movie, which is huge. They let me choose a movie and I was like, oh, we're gonna watch, oh my gosh, I almost said Sleeping Beauty. No offense to Sleeping Beauty. Beauty and the Beast. We watched Beauty and the Beast because I love Beauty and the Beast and I love Belle. She reads and she's awesome. And so I just got to sit there and like I don't really do that by myself. I'm not really sitting here by myself watching that, but I get to sit with my boys. It's something we do together
Yeah.
and watch one of my favorite movies. And that's a passion of mine too. So it's not always going to be something by yourself too. So it's like a really good point where you said you were like working with kids and you're doing something you're passionate about. It could be with other people. Like you said, coaching. Like there's so many options, but it's just something that you genuinely know that when you are around this thing or do this thing, you feel like this light, like this, like you're so
Mhm.
just pumped and excited. Like whatever, you have to figure out what those things are and then how to incorporate them in your life.
Yeah, I think, like what you're saying too is like when you're passionate and you share that passion with someone else, you're bringing a new joy in their life that they probably didn't even know about. I mean, let's talk about these books behind us, right? This is like I've always loved reading as a kid. I feel like I kind of fell off that like reading wagon at some point, but like I've been there, but like bringing the passion of reading to my son and seeing his eyes light up makes me like love like I found like a new passion is like finding the books that I think he'll love and reading them to him.
Yeah.
Like it's just cool to see like how it has evolved too. It's the same thing with Disney. Like I think about like how my parents used to dress me up in Disney outfits, watch Disney movies, play Disney music, maybe go to the parks like once every couple years. And I ended up working for Disney and living near Disney. Like I don't know. It's just so cool. And I think, we want to deny that, oh, this was like, we can still have the same love for this thing, right? Like whatever it is. And it's not true. Like we can love the same things. And maybe we love it in a different capacity.
Yeah. And there's things that like you don't have to pay a lot of money for either that like could bring you so much passion. Like I could just go wander around Barnes and Noble, not buy anything, just go wander around for hours, just like hanging out, sit at the cafe. I don't even have to get anything if I don't want to. Like just hang out and read my own book. Like there's just so many things that you could do to just like make you feel like that light that doesn't
I
cost anything.
I think too, it's like you hold these special, like, I don't know. So they say when you think about something, what you feel is what you're feeling currently. So I think so many times when you think about things, when you think back on things and now you're feeling like all these happy emotions, that gets you more excited. And so, like, I think about like as a kid, like, I loved when my family would go to the farmer's market and we would go have a picnic. And like, so when someone tells me now, like, we're going to the farmer's market and having a picnic, I'm like, that's my whole day. Let's go. Maybe throw an iced coffee in there, like, right? Like, it's just the excitement. And I think so many times we stare at the wall and we're like, what do we do today? Right? And when we're having those moments, right? Because it could be hustle and bustle all week, right? 7 days a week could be hustle and bustle. But when you have that free day, instead of being like, I just want to watch a movie, and that might be your passion, right? Maybe there's something else you love too, and take that opportunity, take that chance, right? Or maybe like I don't know, like maybe there is like a convention coming into town, like a comic book convention, and you used to collect comic books as a kid, right? So, and this convention is only going to be here for 1 weekend. Put your to-do list down, go to that convention, re-fall in love. And maybe you'll go and you won't enjoy it at all. And you'll be like, maybe this is why I don't like comic books anymore, right? Or maybe you'll go and you say, I don't like comic books anymore, but I love this one character and I forgot how much I love this character. I want to invest my time in this character. And I think that's like part of it too, is like take the opportunity, go to class, find a YouTube video maybe like for the 10 minutes you're folding laundry, or find that convention, or go to the library and check out the book about it. Like rediscover it and just go in because you never know what will come out of it.
Can I talk about what I was telling you about the like fall, what was it called?
Yes.
Wait, what was
Tell
it
us.
called? What was it called? Curriculum.
Yes.
I saw this on TikTok, and because your algorithm just gives you more of whatever you watch, like all of my videos were these girls talking about their fall curriculum, or sometimes it's like the month, like so August curriculum or whatever. And I was like, what is this all about? Because I'm nerdy and I loved going to school. And so basically they're picking subjects. It doesn't have to be like a actual like physics. Like it doesn't have to be a real subject. It could be whatever you want to learn more about. And so the one girl said she was learning more about like the millennium, which I don't even know how you learn whatever. I don't know. That's what she picked. And she was watching Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. I mean,
Love that.
yes. And so people are picking. The one girl said she wanted to learn more about the science of cooking. She loves cooking, so she got some books from the library. She was reading books from the library about cooking or whatever. So there were just like so many different ideas. You just pick whatever subject that you want. You could go get a book on it. You could take yourself on a field trip to learn more about it. Like the sky is the limit on what you could do, and you could do it monthly. Like you could do it for a longer period of time. Two things that I've been always like wanted to know more about, or not always, but like well, piano. Like I used to sing and I've always wanted to learn piano and I never just took the time to actually learn it. And so I said, that's what I'm doing first. And so a couple days ago, I like sat down, there's no one here, and I sat down and like took Gavin's very beginner, like Mary Had a Little Lamb book that we have, and just started figuring out like how to put my fingers on the piano and like do all of that. And so that's my like fall curriculum. One of my things is the learning the piano. And then I'm probably still gonna like as long as like I like it, like I'll continue to do that. But another thing I really want to learn is how to do cursive better. Like just to, how to practice cursive. So I'll probably just go look up online. Like they probably have sheets where you could practice and you could just print them out and like just practice cursive. Like there's so many things that you could learn about. It could just be getting a book from the library and reading. I mean, it doesn't even matter. But I just thought that was so cute, just like a little twist on
Yeah.
something that you're already doing. Like this is my fall curriculum, and you could ask Chat GPT to help you create like a curriculum. You can help you create a schedule because I promise you I had other things I could be doing than sitting down for 30 minutes like barely playing the piano because I don't know what I'm doing, but I wanted, that's my passion right now. Like that's something I wanted to learn, and so I made 30 minutes to do that. Like but I think that's the hardest part for me is figuring out when am I going to make the time? Because if I
Yeah.
don't plan it, then it will not happen. Like if I don't tell myself like, okay, 30 minutes before I go pick up Pierce, I'm going to sit down at the piano, then like, what am I going to do it? Everyone else is going to be here. It's chaos and dinner time. And so you have to either like, you have to just figure that out, you know? Piano
I
might be
think,
hard for someone that works because it's hard to do in the evening unless you have like one, like a, what's that called? Keyboard you could plug in.
yeah.
Anyway, ramble, but that's, I just loved that idea. Curriculum. It's cute.
Can we say my fall curriculum is my Notion?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
watching so many YouTube videos on redoing my Notion, and I think like so Matt makes fun of me because I'm always like redoing my Notion, but I think that's just like my passion and my hobby is
Yeah.
like redoing it. But I also think I have this like need to like ramp what I'm doing to make it more creative and like that passion, like that excites me. Like whenever I like redo my checklist, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go do it now. Like I get so excited, like a
Me
little
too.
nerd, like, oh, and like I love watching videos of people like doing it. Like, and I think sometimes like just studying it and then you like get to do it and it's like so stinking exciting.
So Notion, if you don't know what that is like a online database that you can make into like whatever you want, like a calendar, checklist. Like there's just a jillion things that you could do in there, and it does definitely take like a learning curve to learn. And so how you like to change your Notion because you like just like that change and like learning. That's how I am in my physical planner. Like I like watching YouTube. And so instead of going on TikTok and Instagram lately, I've been really trying to either read or watch YouTube videos. And like most of my YouTube videos lately are girls like flipping through their planners and talking about their planners. And that sounds so nerdy for someone that doesn't even care about that. But I love it. It makes me so excited. And I like the change. Like I like changing things up. And that gives me new ideas and it lets me be creative
Yeah.
in a whole different way. Like people wouldn't think of planners as being creative, but like it is so creative. And anyway, so there's just like, oh, there's like a jillion ways that you could fit
I
your
think
passion together.
I think we definitely need an episode talking more about time. I think that's like I think we need one like every like 10 episodes because we could talk about time forever. But besides not always having the time or like maybe having the time and not knowing what to do, right? I think you were talking about this, but making like a list of like all the things you can do. What were you? Do you go more into that?
Yeah. I have a list of things I could be doing instead of scrolling.
I love that.
I have it on my phone actually. Some things I have on my phone, some things I like to have in my paper planner, but I have it
Mhm.
on my phone just because I would think of things and then be like, what else could I be doing? But there's just like little projects that I'm like my recipe book. I just got like a little rings planner recipe book like for my recipes. I've been trying to write down recipes. And so instead of scrolling, I could be doing that. Or instead of scrolling, I could be practicing the piano. Instead of scrolling, I could be on YouTube. Instead of scrolling, I could be doing something on my to-do list. Like
Yeah.
there's just so many things. So yeah, I like
And
that
it's
one.
okay to scroll, but like make
Yeah.
time to scroll, but also make time for yourself to do the things that like
Yeah.
light you up because scrolling is just numbing. Even though like you might laugh, you might cry, like it's not like you need that joy. Like
Yeah.
that joy is so important. So another thing I want to say too about this episode is maybe there's something you used to be like obsessed with as a child. Like I know as a child, I was obsessed with dinosaurs. Obsessed. I was a dino girly. I had like the little dino action figures. I had little cards that matched them with like all the names. And so like being a childcare provider, like I noticed recently I've been really getting back into like my dino obsession. So like I'm like reading all the dino books with the kids I nanny for. I'm reading like dino books with my child. Like I'm like, oh, I remember this dinosaur is this and this dinosaur is that. And like just that exciting to like regain that knowledge because I feel like I lost that knowledge about dinosaurs, even though like I know some things. So I think that's like super exciting too, is like going back into like restudying something that you used to be obsessed with, that you knew everything about, and then like being like an expert again in that thing. It's so fun. And everything I wanted to say, and then I forgot it. So hold, I will come back to it. But yeah,
You know what I used to be obsessed with?
what?
All the school supplies, like just office supplies. Like I loved like going to pick out my Lisa Frank folders and my notebooks and just having cute little things. And I stopped that until the past year. I think I really started deep diving into my passions more in 2023 when it was like depression and like grief and just a lot going on. And I will say that for someone that is having a really tough time mentally, I promise you that this is like the key. Like I'm not a like a professional here, so definitely get
Yeah.
professional help. However, I will say one of the biggest things that helped me during that really hard period of time, like coming out of it, finding myself again, is deep diving into things that really bring me joy, like this, like passions. It
Yeah.
just took me out of a hard place into
And that's
happy.
something we'll talk about more in next episodes. Like, like your passion is truly a love letter to yourself. So that's something we're really going to dive more into deeply. This episode, we really just want you to like help you can reconnect. I think too, something I one of the things I also want to talk about is some passions are seasonal. Some passions are like not all year round. So, and that's okay too. But make sure you're making time on that calendar, saying, okay, I know, you know football season's coming up. I love football. I'm not saying I love football. I'm just giving the example. But football's coming up, right? Maybe you're a big football fan and so like you want to go watch football and like so make that time, right, for the season. And then know that maybe the other seasons are not going to look as amazing as this season, but just then find something else the next season, right? So some hobbies and passions are just going to be seasonal and that's okay.
Yeah. And what I usually do is like I look at the week ahead and I see like what we have going on the schedule, things that we have to be at, like at like dropping them off at school or whatever, swim or whatever. I see like what we have coming up, and then that's kind of how I choose which days I can fit like 30 minutes of piano because it's not going to work like every single day. And so that's kind of how I choose that. Or I try to pick just little tiny pockets of time. Like if I'm sitting in the car line, I'm usually stopped for a little bit. And so I can read my Kindle or I could even have my planner in there and do some doodling in my planner. Like there's so many different times when you can use those tiny little pockets of time to just do something small for yourself and then feel like you're still like reconnecting.
Yeah. I think too, like when we think passions and hobbies, it doesn't have to be something like art. It doesn't have to be a book. It can literally
Yeah.
just be calling a friend and chit-chatting, catching up. And like that's how some people are. Some people enjoy other people so much that that's their passion and hobby is catching up with them, buying them presents, taking care of them, right? So, right? Or maybe their passion and hobby, like we were saying in the beginning, is themselves and taking care of themselves. So
Yeah.
make sure, like this week, when you're sitting down, like Jackie's saying, schedule in whatever it is. Start with 5 minutes. Literally start with 5 minutes. And then next week increase to 10 minutes. And then the next week increase to 15 minutes. And then the next week increase to 30 minutes. And then just continue increasing. Or maybe break it up. Be 5 minutes a day, right? Maybe it's like, I want to be a better reader because I used to love reading. Maybe it's like, I want to get back into reading mystery novels because that was my favorite. So then maybe spend 5 minutes in the morning reading 10 pages and 5 minutes at night reading 10 pages, right? Like it doesn't have to be, like I always say, it does not have to be this big mom and blah, 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 word vomit, but it doesn't have to be this big thing. It just has
Yeah.
to be something small,
Yeah.
right? And that's once you start, you'll realize that this is something that's going to fuel you and you want to keep going.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people will think of it like huge, especially like the gym or something like that. They're like, I don't have an hour, therefore I cannot work out. It's like, well, that's not it. Like, just spend 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like you'll make much progress, but I promise you it'll become a habit and then you'll be able to spend more and more and more time doing whatever it is, and it'll feel easier every single time.
Yeah. Maybe we can start a thread on our Facebook group. If you're not already there, come join us on our Facebook group. It's linked and wherever you're listening to this. And maybe we can start a thread with people taking pictures of what they did this week with, as their hobby or passion. So like maybe if you played piano like Jackie did, you'll take a picture of your piano, or maybe like I'll take a picture of my book collection for my boy, right? Like maybe we could just like and that way we inspire each other. Maybe someone will post a picture of them like cooking, and then someone's like, oh, maybe I want to cook. What was that recipe?
Yeah,
Let's
I love
inspire
that.
each other because we all, and this is so important because we spend so much time doing the mundane stuff, going to work, cleaning the house, taking care of the kids, maybe taking care of the pets, maybe whatever it is. We spend so much time doing the mundane stuff that we fell out of our love for our passion, and we need to discover that love again. So we are going to talk about that on next episode is truly why having a passion is so important and why that's a love letter to you. And we love you all so stinking much. And I just want you to know that we're so proud of you for just showing up every day, doing your best. And we're so excited that we get to share these episodes with you and that you get to come along in this adventure and we get to chit chat with you. And we will see you every Wednesday for a fun, cozy episode. Is there anything you want to add?
No, I mean, if there's something that you're like want us to talk more about or just have like a post about in the Facebook group so you can see other people's like opinions of whatever it is, just let us know and we would love to do that too.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Share if you love this episode, like, comment, and let us know how you feel. Chit chat with us. Tell us like your opinions and share this with a friend. Pass it along, and we'll see you next week. And there is some freebies in our link. So if you want to check out our fall bucket list or our joy challenge, come check it out. It is completely free, and we definitely recommend it. We love you all. Bye.
Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.